You mentioned on stage tonight the fight of your life.
Yes.
In everything that has gone in the last couple of years, and while it is your truth, and it's
Yes.
easy to stand in your truth because it's the truth, has there been any moments of maybe a slight feeling of like, well, damn, why people ain't
That's
seeing
a
what it is?
great question, Frank. You know, just the other day, just the other day, my husband and I were having a conversation, and I said, you know, sometimes I got to catch my breath because I did it the right way. And you ask yourself, well, if I've done it the right way, what the hell? Like, I've done it the right way. And then he looked at me and said, you did it the right way. And because of that is why you don't have to waver. Your knees don't have to buckle. You don't have to get short of breath. You don't have to get anxious because you've done it the right way. And as long as you've done it the right way, what's the rush to get to the finish line? Because the finish line gonna be there. So take your time and enjoy the moment because it's just a moment in time. And then he said to me, I'd rather we be wrong for the moment, but be right when it's all said and done. So we'll let them say, oh, what they doing. But we all know how history works. Once we really understand what it is, then we say, damn it, they were right all along. So I'll take the ass kicking right now. I'll take it. I'll take I'll take Charlemagne the Weird, the God, Leonard. I'll take him saying donkey of the day. But what will you say 50 years from now when the people say, but y'all, what she said was right. So I'll take it right now. Just as the ones that came before me, they had to take it. But now we celebrate them. We applaud them. We say, thank you for standing, sister, in their deaths. And I hope that that stops. I hope we stop applauding us in our death and start applauding us in our life to say, we won't let you die in vain. And then say, but y'all know she was right all along. Let's start standing together right now and stop letting the same history repeat itself.
Give her flowers now.
Because I like them. I like to smell them. I like roses. When they're blue, I like them. They smell fabulous. Because I can't smell a damn thing when I'm dead. Y'all stop playing. You know, Frank, in my childhood, I didn't know what it was. I just knew I wanted to be famous. But I didn't know what it was going to be famous in. I could remember seeing the Jacksons getting off a plane, baby, and everybody rushed that damn plane. I was like, oh, that's what I want. I want them to rush me. I want to be one of the Jacksons. So I didn't know what it was going to be. I just knew I enjoyed the feeling of what it was to be famous. When you get a trophy, that's a group of people that says we think that you're the best at what you do in this moment. And then that trophy sits there and it begins to collect dust because it's just that. It's a trophy. It's like a bowling trophy or a baseball trophy. It's a trophy. But when you have the people that show up and they say, I'm going to spend my money to come spend some moments with you. And some of those people spent their last money to come spend their moments with me. Some of those people took away bill money to come spend their moments with me. A trophy can't touch that, baby. It doesn't compare because, again, that trophy will collect dust. But those family members are memories that I'll take with me to the grave. I'll remember what they whisper in my ear as they come and they hug me at the end of the night at that meet and greet. I'll remember when that sister says, oh my God, Monique, I remember when I was too young to listen to the Queens of Comedy. My mother wouldn't let me listen, but then she came here tonight with her mother as her gift to her mother for Mother's Day. So a trophy can't compare to that. So I never ever want to trick myself, because when I go home, I don't look at the fucking trophies. I'm telling y'all the truth. I don't walk past the cabinet and say, oh, I don't. But when I go home, I say, Daddy, let me tell you about who I met tonight. Let me tell you about Miss Christine, who was at the show with her daughter Tender. Now, who the fuck names the child Tender? I don't know. But I met Miss Christine, and Miss Christine was in her 70s, and she put 2 thumbs up when she was talking about dick sucking. Who does that? A trophy can't do that, baby. That's why it doesn't compare. I think I got connected spiritually, Frank, when I got with my husband. When Sydney and I got together as husband and wife and as a team, because I began to listen and I began to get nurtured and I began to get raised and I began to get trained and I began to understand what it really was. And my connection wasn't to Christianity. My connection wasn't to a pastor or a pope or a bishop. My connection wasn't to that. My connection was to the universe and universal law. And you give what you get, and what you put out is what you get back. So as my husband began to teach me and nurture me, and I began to understand that connection, that's when it began to happen. Because before then, I really don't know what I was connected to, because I didn't believe in Christianity. But I didn't know how to say I didn't believe in it, because everybody said this is what the shit it was. But once I really began to understand it, I'll say it's been about 14 years now. Working with Donald Glover on the Adidas ads was a highlight. But it wasn't so much the Adidas ad that was the highlight. Grateful, and we had a beautiful time. But as brilliant as Donald Glover is, the love in his heart is 1,000,000 times more. Now, we've seen that brother's brilliance, but I got a chance to see his heart. One of the most pleasurable experiences I've had seeing action and cut with a fellow thespian, is that what you would call it? I used the big one. A fellow thespian, but he was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, if I can sum it up. And his team, these young black men, would make any mama and daddy proud. Let me just say that. They were professional, they were accommodating, they were respectful, they were honorable, they were just ready to get it done. So Donald Glover, Fam, Sylvia, and all the babies that were involved, I don't have enough thank yous. That's how that experience was.
Residency.
Yes.
First black female comedian to have a residency in Vegas.
You know, I'm going to share this with you, Frank, because I don't know if I'm the first black woman.
Okay.
Because Marsha Warfield is in Las Vegas, and she does a show on Sunday. And I don't know if that's considered a residency, but she's been there far longer than I have. So I want to make sure I'm not taking credit for something that doesn't belong to me. So I'll just say this. I'm grateful to be one of the first black women to have a residency in Vegas. And for all the black women that kicked those doors open for me to be able to stand on that stage, I'm grateful for them. And Marsha Warfield is one of them. And Via Vidal is one of them. And a sister named Sylvia Tremore Morrison that most of us know nothing about. But she was the first black woman to write for Saturday Night Live. Now what they made her was an associate writer, which means we don't have to put you under contract and we don't have to pay you. But nonetheless, she was the first black woman to do it. And oftentimes we get hidden in history and you don't know about us. That's why I want to make sure I'm not taking something that doesn't belong to me. So I'll say to Marsha Warfield, it's an honor to share that arena with you, to be one of the first black women to be in Las Vegas and have our residency. So Marsha Warfield, sister, thank you. Sylvia Tremont Morrison, thank you. Thea Vidal, thank you. Moms Mabley, thank you. And for the numerous black women that I don't even know their names, which is shame on me. Thank you, sisters. Frank, people often ask me about how do I feel about the Instagram comedians and the internet comedians. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel about them. I love they funny asses. And I tell you, keep on being funny because there are different outlets now for us to be funny. So however you get it, get it. What I do say is 60 seconds on Instagram is different than 60 seconds live. And a lot of our babies find that out because when you're live, you can't edit, you can't cut, you can't retake, you're in the moment. So for those ones, and one that comes to my mind is DC Young Fly. And I'm so proud of that young man because not only was he funny for 60 seconds on Instagram, but that brother was funny for 60 minutes live. So we can't ever discount someone's funny and how they get to it. Just once you get to it, what I'll say is be ready for it.
My first time performing to a group of people.
Life-changing.
My first time falling in love.
Life-changing.
My first time getting my heart broken.
I was mad as shit. Okay, no. Life-changing.
My first celebrity crush.
Michael Jackson. Oh, I was going to be Mrs. Michael Jackson. I was going to be Mrs. Michael Jackson, y'all. He just didn't know it. Damn it.
The first album I purchased.
That's a good one. The first album I purchased, I believe, was Patti LaBelle, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it was the single.
The first concert I went to.
The first concert I went to was the Gap Band at DC Constitution Hall, and on the way coming back, my mother had too much to drink, and we wound up in Virginia, but we lived in Baltimore. Go figure that one.
And the last one, my first kiss.
My first kiss was with Joe Massey.
Oh.
Yeah, I was in about the 6th grade, but it wasn't a real kiss. It was like that. But my first real kiss that I felt was with my husband, Sidney, on our first date. So I have to say to TrueExclusive.com, to the brother Frank, who is the owner, editor, writer, photographer, videographer, I want to say thank you. Because every time I've shown up, Frank has shown up. And I want to say this because our first meeting, I jumped down Frank's throat for what I assumed that he did. But what made us bond, and this is our 4th year, that brother came back to me and said, Monique, you didn't hear what you think you heard. So please let me explain to you what you heard. Most people wouldn't come back. Most people would just let it be what it is. So what I would ask y'all is, he's one of the real ones. And if he say it, it's the truth. You might not like it, but if he says it, you can bet your ass it's the truth. I love you, Frank.
Interview was at a moment in my life that I needed it. So I'm grateful for it.
So did I. You ain't never riding by yourself, baby.